Friends, this is shameless anti-Semitism. That's what's going on in the world today. Shameless anti-Semitism, and we Jews need to understand what is going on. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why is this happening?
Well, the United Nations published a horrifying report detailing the wholesale slaughter of Palestinian children by the Israeli military. Killing children is not unusual for the IDF. This is familiar. But now, looking at the press, waking up to this fact, using the word genocide suddenly, which over a year ago was considered anti-Semitic.
Shameless anti-Semitism.
I saw some of the x-rays, so a bullet literally lodged in the brain of a 3-year-old child.
So the children, the boys shot in the genitals. I had Stephen to ask, but is that something that can be fixed?
Yeah, I wasn't involved in their care, but I can verify they were shot exclusively in the testicles.
Oh, come on.
Over 100 Palestinians were killed waiting for aid in Gaza City on Thursday, bringing the death toll in Gaza to over 30,000. Israeli forces opened fire on the crowd as they pulled flour and canned goods off trucks. After opening fire, Israeli tanks advanced and ran over many of the dead and injured bodies, saying,
"We now need to turn the tide in anti-Semitism."
Because the most powerful nations in the world have to go down to their knees. That's what happened to Egypt. That's what's going to happen to America. That's what's going to happen to Germany. That's what's going to happen to France. That's what's going to happen to London. England's going to happen to Poland. That's what's going to happen to Russia. That's what's going to happen to China. But we're almost there, guys. It's happening. This is it. They're all going to go down to their knees, and especially the Western ones. They're going to go down hard for how they treated us over the last 2,000 years. For the destruction of the Second Temple and how they treated us, Hashem's going to take them down hard. Because
every time I look at my brother's belongings, I'm overwhelmed with grief. I hope to be killed so I can join him in heaven. I miss my sister and brothers. I miss them all.
I miss my mother, my sister Huda, and my 2 brothers Arkan and Ahmed. I wish they'd never been killed. I miss them too much.
Ahmed's head was never found, and his family were forced to bury him without it.
What do you make of this level of just gut-wrenching anti-Semitism?
How many civilians have been killed in Gaza, from what you know?
Who gives a shit?
Okay, but don't you feel like, for example, children?
Children grow up to be Arabs.
Like people in the United States with banner, fuck Israel.
That is a new estimate, 680,000 dead based on the data collected, and 380,000 of them are infants under 5. That is depressing. So there you have it. Fuck Israel.
Anti-Semitism is alive and well. It is tragic. It's got nothing to do with the state of Israel.
Sunday, the world awoke to the news of another massacre in Gaza, perpetrated by Israel.
31 Palestinians were killed as they were trying to get to a humanitarian aid site in southern Gaza.
And you know what a blood libel is? You know what a blood libel is? A blood libel is when they accuse the Jewish people of slaughtering non-Jewish children.
Israel is deliberately targeting Palestinian children. That's the conclusion of a new detailed report published by United Nations Independent International Commission of Inquiry.
The gunshot wounds were specifically directed at the head and the neck to cause maximum damage. In one instance, a breastfeeding baby was shot by a quadcopter through the head, and the baby now suffers a permanent paralysis.
Just take some time to process that. An Israeli quadcopter shot a baby in the head while the baby was breastfeeding.
The report accuses the Israelis of deliberately targeting children as part of an ongoing campaign of genocide. But remember, this is being done with American weapons and with the complicity of the wider Western world. The 24th of January 2024, Al Amal in the central Gaza Strip. A 15-year-old boy is shot dead by snipers as he emerges from a house holding a white cloth. As he rushes to help, his 20-year-old brother is also shot dead. As the mother tries to signal for an ambulance, she is shot and injured. The father is forced back by gunfire every time he tries to reach the bodies.
For the current spike in anti-Semitism.
Actually, it's not hard at all to find videos of IDF soldiers who openly brag about slaughtering children and innocent civilians. I'll give you one example.
Do you like killing Palestinian children?
Yes.
Does it make you feel good when you bomb a hospital? Really?
Yes.
You guys kill children in Lebanon, is that okay?
Yeah, this is okay because of Hamas.
What about the children, the babies?
The babies is good to kill.
Really, in Lebanon?
Yes, in Lebanon, in Gaza, in Iran.
Really? It's okay to kill babies in Iran?
Yes.
And in Gaza?
Yes.
And in Lebanon?
Yes.
You really believe that?
Yes.
Really? Have you ever killed any Palestinians?
I killed.
Have you ever killed any Palestinian children?
I killed.
How many?
I don't know.
You don't keep track?
No, but I killed.
But you've killed Palestinian children?
Yes.
You know, according to the Zionists, Americans have lost support for Israel because what? They're suddenly all haters of Jewish people? Or could it be?
August 2024, Khan Yunis, 2 16-year-old female cousins are both killed by single shots to the head from a quadcopter while attending a wedding. 24th of August 2024, Khan Yunis, a 4-year-old girl, is shot in the head by a quadcopter while eating dinner with her family. 2 brothers, aged 9 and 10, are killed in a drone strike while collecting firewood for their wheelchair-bound father.
Or could it be that we've all witnessed this stuff with our own 2 eyes? We've heard the wailing of mothers who lost their children with our own ears. We see it every day. It's inescapable.
Remember when Israelis would set up those viewing platforms to watch the bombing going off in Gaza? And they would take school children up there, like on school field trips. Well, they're at it again, but now they don't have a perch to watch the bombs dropping on Lebanon, so they've got a screen. Watch this. I mean, this is not a healthy society, guys. This is not a healthy society. They're sitting there cheering bombs being dropped. They put it to music like it's cinematic theater. People being murdered. Thousands of people in Lebanon have been killed. Thousands upon thousands of people in Gaza were killed. 30% of them were children. And yet the Israelis were sitting on perch tops, drinking drinks, eating snacks, and watching the show.
What fuels this anger is a deep-seated hatred of Israel and the Jewish people. And a lot of it is out of envy, as it always is with anti-Semitism.
Why are you shooting children in the skull and in the chest? The New York Times published an article on that, came under a lot of flack because they published that article. They said we can't refute the evidence. We have the x-rays in front of us. They're shooting children in the head, in the skull, and in the chest. Why are you killing journalists? Why are you killing medics? Why are you killing UN workers?
Doctors interviewed by the Commission say they received a steady stream of children with direct gunshot wounds to their head and upper body. Based on the clustering of injuries and the targeted body parts, I assess that the Israeli soldiers have been deliberately shooting teenage boys in a game of target practice, a different body part being targeted on different days, one doctor tells the Commission.
And the third temple that will never be destroyed again. And there will never be anti-Semitism. There will not be one anti-Semite Gentile remained in the world.
Without warning, Israeli soldiers throw 4 hand grenades into a house containing 30 family members. The soldiers enter the house and shoot dead 8 people, including the boy's pregnant mother, shot in the abdomen and the breasts, and father, shot in the head.
One little girl laughing, we should kill all Arabs. Kill all Arabs.
We need to kill the Arabs.
If you gave me a button to just erase Gaza, every single living being in Gaza would no longer be living tomorrow, I would press it in a second. I would press it right now. Give me that button and press it right now.
There you go.
And I think most Israelis would.
While pediatrician Ala al-Najjar is at work, an airstrike kills her husband and 9 of her 10 children. And then, of course, there's the story of 5-year-old Hind Rajab, who spent hours sitting alone in a bullet-riddled car after her 4 cousins and aunt and uncle were killed. She eventually died of her wounds, the 2 medics sent to rescue her having been killed by the Israelis. Videos and photos posted online by Israeli soldiers show them reveling in the mutilation of childhood. There are more child amputees per capita than any other place on the planet.
Shameless anti-Semitism.
According to the report, in the 2 years after October the 7th, 2023, at least 20,179 children were killed in Gaza, including 420 newborn babies. In addition, more than 5,000 children are thought to lie dead under the rubble.
The level of brainwashing that goes on with the Israeli population. They're fed like baby birds, the worm of Zionism from birth. So much so that it's easy for them to commit these atrocities.
אלון גר בשמחה ובכיף במשגבם, משפחה אוהבת, חברים לשחק איתם. בוקר אחד, בדרכו לגן, הצביע אלון על ההרים ושאל את אבא, מה ההרים האלו? אלו הרי לבנון. אי אפשר, זה מסוכן, האויב נמצא שם. זה עדיין לא שלנו, אמר אבא. זה יהיה שלנו, חשב אלון. לבנון שלנו.
It is uncool to be anti-Semitic.
Deputy Speaker of the Knesset, Nissim Vatouri, has said, erase Gaza. Do not leave a child there.
There's only one way, I would carpet bomb them.
You would carpet bomb them?
It's the only way you could deal with it.
A 2-year-old girl is shot in the back of the head while having dinner with her family.
It's fueled very much by social media. It's fueled by polarization in our society, and certainly the surge in anti-Semitism in the past few weeks.
Because for the first time, Palestinians have been able to just show us the unvarnished truth of the reality that they endure on a daily basis. We see the settler terrorism. We see the people getting mowed down for doing nothing. We see the crimes every single day. You cannot hide genocide from us. So the propaganda has become cartoonish.
I'm very puzzled by the constant concern which the world is showing for the Palestinian people and is actually showing for these horrible, inhuman animals.
One of the things that the settlers do in the West Bank is they set people's flocks of sheep and their herds of cattle and all their livestock animals, they just set them on fire. So they just recently burned like fields of sheep.
The upsurge of anti-Semitism that you're seeing around the world, and sadly in the United States itself, is in a way the most powerful justification for the state of Israel. It must feel to Jews everywhere that they're not safe, that the one place they can be safe is the state of Israel. It is.
missile strike in Tel Aviv, and you can see behind me here, there's actually a big crater in the ground where the missile hit, and the building behind me is absolutely destroyed. This entire area is completely, massively hit. You can see the first responders. They are trying to help the wounded. There are
Anti-Semitism is one of those perennials, unfortunately. It's been around for thousands of years, and it seems to arise when people find a need for somebody to blame for something.
When the ark rises up within us, then they run away like the scampering rats. Antisemitism
can be attributed to the success of so many Jewish people.
I think maybe it's all jealousy because Jews are smart, they're good businessmen.
Wants to get really, really scared, go to the prophet Zechariah, chapter 14. It describes a nuclear war that destroys the world. It tells you how people are going to melt, the eyes are going to spill like liquid. So the point is that Zechariah says that this war initially is going to destroy 2/3 of the population. So you have 8 billion people in the world, right off the bat, 6 billion are gone.
And also in Negative Commandment 59, that there's a mitzvah and a command to wipe out from among all the descendants of Esav, descendants of Amalek, male and female, young and old. Therefore, God tells us we should erase their memory, and we should eradicate them from the face of the earth.
Esav, who in modern day terms is really basically, certainly one of them is America. Esav became Edom, which is a nation. Edom became Rome. Instead of it being Rome, it became Christianity. Christianity, of course, ultimately became Western civilization. So Esav today is really Western civilization.
But the new Rome, United States. But the new Rome.
Esav is Europe, the United States.
The throne of God is incomplete until we destroy Amalek.
Any nation that has that religion can be considered Esav.
The audacity, the chutzpah, to destroy Amalek and to cut off the offsprings of the nation of Amalek. And the Safri goes on to say,
Esav is the father of some of the most wicked nations. You will find Esau's descendants certainly in Europe, in Edom.
We have whole books on the destruction of Edom. Edom destroyed. That's when Mashiach is supposed to destroy Edom. It's all over Tanakh. These are just enemies of the Jewish people. But yeah, they're the arch enemy of the Jewish people. They are Edom, they are Rome, and they're Rome.
Who's Rome today? Europe and the United States.
God will take revenge against all the Gentiles, descendants of Esav, what we call today Christians, for the Holocaust, for the Inquisitions, for the destruction of the temples, for many, many things that they still have an open bill. They still don't pay for it.
And this is going to be God's avenging.
When the time comes that Hashem takes revenge against you, how great it will be the day that Hashem will take all your filthy people, include your children, and destroy all of them for what you did.
The Christian world and the Western world is considered a continuum of Edom and of Esav. So now we're going to speak about the reasons why they are prophesied to be destroyed. Why will you be cut off forever? You'll be cut off forever because of your active destruction of the second base Hamikdash.
We're going to infiltrate Germany with Muslims. We're going to infiltrate Germany with Muslims. We're going to infiltrate Germany with Muslims, and that's going to bring Mashiach.
The end, before Mashiach eventually arrives, there's going to be a major war.
We are the face of God.
And Patty LuPone. And I go up to the hotel room. Catherine was in the hotel room. And the movie The Princess Bride was on. She was watching it. And just as I walked in the room is that final scene in the movie where Inigo is sitting by the window with the man in black. And the man in black asks Inigo, would he like to be the next Red Pirate Roberts? And those words are, were, and always will be. You know, I have been in the revenge business so long. Now that it's over, I do not know what to do with the rest of my life. And I ask Jews all over the world to consider what this man, Benjamin Netanyahu, and his right-wing government is doing to the Jewish people all over the world. They are endangering not only the state of Israel, which I care deeply about and want to exist, but they are endangering the Jewish population all over the world. He is the most dangerous thing, not just since October 7th. It has been a deeply troubled situation.
And endangering the Jews by endangering those in Gaza.
And to watch what is happening for the Jewish people, to allow this to happen to children and civilians of all ages in Gaza, for whatever reason, is unconscionable and unthinkable. And I ask you Jews everywhere all over the world to spend some time alone and think, is this acceptable and sustainable? How could it be done to you and your ancestors, and you turn around and you do it to someone else?
I refuse to take part in this revenge war. I'm refusing because I want to make a statement about how we need to conduct ourselves in this land. I feel like there's too much violence here. There's too much revenge and talk about this side or that side. And we need to talk about how we need to go forward in a future of coexistence where both Israelis and Palestinians can live together and live with security and peace. I got sentenced for 30 days for my first sentencing, and I got another draft order for Monday morning, which means I have to get drafted on Monday morning, where I will go and refuse service once again and probably get sentenced again. And this will happen over and over until someone gives up, until the army gives me an exemption.
Tal Mitnick, you, sir, are a hero to all the peoples of all the world.
Brought to you by NOPE, the National Organization of Pitchfork Enthusiasts.
Now, I know what they do because I used to ask them to do it. I mean, when I was in the Mossad, and we had a guy that gave us problems in the U.S., and he was speaking out, and he was talking like Pete talked once and said, Israel is bombing Lebanon with cluster bombs. We say, hey, who's that guy? You know? Pete Makaki, we used to call him. Yeah, which is Pete the cockroach. Because he makes a lot of noise and you can't get rid of him. So what you do is you get in touch with a guy in in the station in New York or in the station in Washington. You say, tell the guys at B'nai B'rith to label him. And of course the campaign starts, and before you know it, the guy's labeled. And he's an anti-Semite, because that's what we say he is. And that's one stain you cannot wash. Now, it shames me as a Jew to tell you that. But that's the fact, and it's wrong.